ושוחץ כרפס יחד.
Hello everyone, we're back for some more Pesach preparation as we get nearer now, just 1 week to go. Obviously everything is hotting up and we're getting to the business end of Pesach preparation, which means of course the videos are going to get a little bit more serious as well, more actual preparation going on rather than us just messing around pretending to prepare for Pesach. And so one of the things I wanted to talk about we're going to focus on today is, of course, medicines. Now, medicines, you may ask yourself, what's wrong with medicine? Medicines, of course, when it comes to life-saving things, then all the usual rules go out the window. And yes, that's true in principle, but a lot of the medication we take, first of all, is not life-saving. Anything that's, of course, life-saving needs to be done. But we can also, in many cases, find sort of Pesach alternatives. And really, medications can present two potential problems. So in principle, the two issues that we have is number one, of course, eating, right? Now, of course, do you eat medication? We'll come back to that. And the other one is owning, right? There's a problem of owning chametz as well, which is why we sell all of our chametz that we haven't gotten rid of, that we haven't eaten up, etc. We have to sell that before Pesach as well. So let's go through one by one. So the first thing is, with regards to owning, let's assume we're not talking about chametz that you're ingesting, but let's just, taking a look around our bathroom, you'll find some potential chametz, right, which you might be owning. For instance, many things contain alcohol. Alcohol, of course, derived from wheat or something similar, potentially, and therefore, maybe chametz. Classic example, hand sanitizer, which I'm sure everyone's been stocking up on since last year. Now, in practice, hand sanitizer does not need to be sold. Not only because you're not eating it, but as I said, even from an ownership perspective, the alcohol in here is not considered to be edible, and therefore that is fine. You do not need to sell your hand sanitizer. You don't need to get rid of it before Pesach, even if it does contain alcohol that once upon a time might have been derived from wheat. So we're safe there. That's okay. Now, when it comes to the actual medication itself, there are, of course, many medications which may contain chametz in it, but again, it's not really edible. You swallow it directly. So, for instance, pills, non-coated pills, they don't have a sort of a coating around the outside, something which is really not designed to be eaten. Yes, we ingest it, we swallow it directly, and the reason we swallow it directly is because it's not really edible inside. Nothing in there is considered to be edible, and therefore, once again, we're okay there. But we do have a problem with some medication which, of course, is designed to be edible. So, of course, many children's medications are designed to taste nice, right? And, of course, the actual ingredient in there often is sugar. Sugar very often is derived from chametz. Even the sugar-free ones often have derivatives. Again, I don't know exactly what determines whether they can label it sugar-free, but very often does have starch in it, and that starch can very much come from chametz sources. Now, this can present a little bit of a problem, not least of which is because recently it has also become more difficult to find kosher for Pesach alternatives. So, for instance, children's Nurofen or paracetamol has been very difficult to find kosher for Pesach alternatives, and of course, very, very possible that a child will need that over the week of Pesach. And so, what I recommend is as follows: that when you go through your medicine cabinet, you divide it up basically into 3 different sections. So you have the section, in a sense, which you can use on Pesach, which you can keep on Pesach, which is all fine. As I said, the sort of regular pills, things like that. You can just put that in one area. The other part is perhaps other syrups. So we have some old cough syrup, which I got sort of beginning of last year when I had a bad fever and a terrible cough. I wonder what that could have been. So again, an old cough syrup, which may well have chametz in it. So that I'm going to put in a separate place. I'm going to cover that up. I'm going to put it in a locked cupboard with all my chametz to be sold, and I'm not going to bother with that. And then the children's medication, I will put it away to be sold. I will cover it up, but I will put it in a different place, because when I do the sale, when Simon is going to be buying our chametz, and of course the chametz of the entire community, I'm going to say to him, one of the favors that we're going to ask of him is that if necessary, and again, for instance, a child being ill would be considered necessary, Simon, can we please use some of your chametz? So, for instance, if our children are ill, can we please use some of this medication? And I'm sure Simon will say okay, and in that way we'll be able to have sold it, not considered to be own it, but when necessary, potentially be able to use it. That's my recommendation for medications. As I said, 3 sections. 1, don't need to be sold, you can use it over Pesach. Second one, you're going to sell, you're not even going to look at it. And the other one, we're going to sell it, it's not going to be ours, Simon is going to have it for Pesach, but if we do need to use it, it will be there to be able to be used. Hope that's clear. As always, please do let me know if you have any questions.